but for some reason my camera wasn't working. What's up, people? Let's see if I can invite people. Let's see. Copy link. I invited Yvette yesterday, and still nobody. So I want to do some lives from under my bridge, and just capture my off-grid houseless life here in somewhere in Oahu, Hawaii. Oahu. You like my hair? My hair is shaved all around with just these sections, and I cut my bangs. I used to have a straight bangs, right? And I did something, or now I have no bangs again. So I remind myself of Jeff, like was my my boy name when I was in the 6th grade. I was Jeff for like 3 years of my life, from the age of 9 until 12. My family, my sister, my older sister, middle sister, started calling me Jeff because I looked like a boy, apparently. And that was how I learned how to fawn very early on. Like, I could be what you needed me to be in order to be likable. So I became Jeff, and I would use Jeff as a name, and I allowed them to call me Jeff. And actually, my sister's probably in her 50s now, and she would still refer to me as Jeff. Oh, hey. Hima, come on. Are you online? Hello. The obstacles to being housed are there's no free housing. My good friend asked me, am I getting help getting housed? You know how they say homelessness is a choice? It is actually a series of choices, and currently, right now, I am investing in building my business. I'm investing time and money. Look at the other angle. I have a full desk. I'm under a bridge. I live under a bridge, and it's cool. It's really cool here. Hawaii is really hot and humid, so being under a cool bridge is very nice. And as you can see, it's like sunny outside. Hawaii is sunny all the time, and it's always 87 degrees, and this is the summer still. So in summer, so we have 2 seasons. One is hot, and one is cooler. Not so hot, but sunny and rainy, and we have some rain. Those are the 2 variations. But rain is warm, it's fine, it doesn't last long, it never rains for days. Sometimes it'll rain for like 3 weeks, but that's very rare. It's never cold here. I was looking at an Instagram where I'm wearing pants in the winter. Our winter this year was very hot. Our summer was wet. I'm really doing well here. Don't cry for me, Argentina. I'm actually doing much better than I ever have been in a very long time. I have stability here. I don't have to go through homeless sweeps, which is the worst thing, you know? It's like being in Israel. I mean, being in Gaza Strip or something where you like constantly have to like every 2 weeks or every 3 weeks, you're fearing this 24-hour notice where you have to pack up all your stuff and move, you know, down the street. And for some people who have animals and stuff, you have to get the animals and you have to put them in kennels, and whew, it's very difficult for people with animals to... I didn't have puppies all the time. I didn't have these size of puppies because you need all of your car room to I need all of my car room to transport the puppies. They take up all of the back seats. So when I deliver goods now, I decided that I'm going to enjoy more of the sweet Hawaii life that everybody loves. Like everybody asks, why did you move to Hawaii? Why did you move to Hawaii? Why did you move to Hawaii? So I have to come up, I'm a rideshare driver, right? A Lyft driver. And I have to ask the same question. I have to answer the same questions while I'm driving people. So I need to come up with very creative responses to that, you know? Like, why did you come to Hawaii? Ooh, tripod. Imagine that. Hands-free. Jazz hands-free. Who likes my hair? Let me hear it in the comments. No, you know what's cool I can do? I can wind it up like this. This is all the bangs I have, a little bit. I can spin it like this, and then it'll be kind of curly. It'll be kind of curly. So we have a good government program called Rental Work, which pays half of your rent for 14 months. Or possibly as long as 2 years, but you have to have have glasses too. You have to pay half your rent. So if your apartment is like, I could find a decent place for 1,000, but I'd have to come up with, say, 500, right? And you would think that I should be able to do that, but I actually don't have enough money. So that's my main obstacle. I don't have enough money to pay rent comfortably. I gross about $3,000 a month, and that is still not enough to pay $500 rent in Hawaii. So I am concentrating on building my credit, rebuilding my credit. In the last year, I've been steady here for, let's see. I mean, this is like proof that if you give a houseless person stability, the improvements that you can make are really like phenomenal. So you can't expect people who are transient, moving a shopping cart every day and living in perpetual fear of having everything stolen by, you know, like they throw away everything. It's really traumatic. Like I said, it does feel like you're in like Gaza Strip, like you always have to be in fear of the government taking your stuff and you have no rights, you know. If you try to be there when the police, so the best thing that you can do for someone like me is pack up all your shit as a homeless person and make sure that you're gone because they give you a 24-hour notice. So you got to make sure that you have less than, you can't have this much stuff. Look at how much stuff I have. This is what stability gives you. I have like a full kitchen, right? I have a queen bed that I sleep with my animals. I have not a cooler, but a refrigerator. The refrigerator has to be filled with ice every day, but soon I'm gonna get a generator. We have a toilet, and we have a way to wash the dishes and keep, every time something happens, like the mice were eating my bread, and so I got these. They were nesting underneath my raised bed, so I flattened it. Like, you just come up with new strategies to survive. I want to paint this wall, but as well as I don't have money to pay rent, I don't have time either. To make this 3,000 gross per month, I have to work 7 days a week, usually. I started working 6 days a week, and I started driving packages, too. Packages and people's like Home Depot goods and stuff like that. And doing some heavy lifting to make more money, and it's working. So I'm in a good place. I have stability. Roadie, you know the app Roadie, you can drive stuff around. So I work for Lyft and Roadie, and when I drive Roadie stuff, I can take the dogs and I can do fun stuff. So if you do Lyft only, then you can only drive people, and the people want your car to be all for them. They don't like really, they get mad if you're sharing this trunk with them and stuff. Not everybody. Some people are really cool, and I'm telling you, every time I get a review, 35 people love me, 5 stars. And there's always 3 people who are between 3, 2, and 1. And then those 3 people hate me. They think my dog stinks. They hate my music. They, like this one woman was just like, turn the volume down. Or if they come in right away, can you turn that down? And they don't even say please. This one guy does this. Then I turn it to classical music. And I love classical music. But not everybody does, right? But it is kind of passive-aggressive response, and then I'm silent for the rest of the ride. I give them the narcissistic silent treatment. I'm not fucking with you. I am not fucking with you, but I will drive you if you don't act up to the end of our ride. I will complete the ride and treat this like business. I will be professional. Because I am a professional. I've learned to be a professional. I've worked on myself. I have a car. And I don't live in my car. My car is actually an asset. Most people's cars are liabilities, but my car is an asset. It makes me money every day. So I must, and it's paid off. Well, not really. It just was never repossessed. And they closed the account. So it is essentially paid off. I don't make payments on it. So it's all positive. It's all an asset and not a liability. And I do deliveries with it. I strap stuff to the ceiling, to the roof, and I deliver your Halloween wolf, which is like 6 feet across and 4 feet tall. I strap that shit to my roof, and I have the dogs inside, and then we go to the beach, and then we go hiking, and then we get to do stuff. I get to spend quality time with my family. I was really starting to get bummed out that I was having to work like 6 to 7 days a week. And I'd be so tired sometimes that I just was doing this like work. I was like, if I'm not working, I'm laying on my back with my dogs and I'm sleeping. I was just working and resting, working and resting. And once I go in the ocean and once I go somewhere with my dogs, then I actually have more energy, but I have to take the time to do that stuff, or else I will enter this dark gloom of the rat race, right? And when people ride in my car, then I'm like gonna be really, my mood is like complaining, and I don't want to be that. I think that it's a gift that I am a driver because I offer, my service is my humanity. I see people and I'm curious about them. I ask about everyone's job. I'm like a 5-minute therapist if you want that. If you want silence, I also can give that. Like, I'm very conscious of boundaries. I'm trauma informed. I am safe with people, with kids, with people's kids. I return your shit if you leave it in my car. No, it's totally sunny. Look how sunny. So I get to see green every time I wake up. I hear birds in the morning and frogs at night. And like, if you look just here, I mean, it's blown out with the sun, but I'm gonna make a bagel. That's what I was doing. So I always wanted to do a live where I was like making my food. And once I get refrigeration, once I have money for a generator, I did buy earlier a cheap generator for $150, and I don't think it worked, or I couldn't get it to work. So when you're without refrigeration, your diet is limited to what can stay on the daily in a cooler. But an upright refrigerator holds your food. It doesn't get submerged in fucking cooler ice, which holds bacteria. So that's another improvement that's happened. So here's my setup here. That is my soon to be freezer, which will freeze ice. And this is my refrigerator, which I have to buy ice every day. But I got the freezer for $60. These are the dog's beds, my bed, the cushion for the dogs, another couch, which really is for the dogs. That's where I bathe. I do my bucket baths back there, and our toilet. This is how you can toast your bagels every morning without a toaster. I've been living with one burner for about, like, I need to cook something, you know? The whole homeless time that I've been outdoors, I've had one of these burners. I must have hot food. So if I must have hot food, then I must have cold food. But most of the time, I've lived out of cooler. But everyday ice is definitely part of the lifestyle, and I am ready to get... I love not having to have everyday ice. But even once I get a generator, I still have to make ice every day and put it in the thing, but I don't have to go to the 7-Eleven. You're going great. I couldn't think of any excuses I am having right now. Excuses for what? Yeah, I'm doing really well. Like I said, stability is key for any person who's not doing well to get to the next level. How can you expect a person to, let's say if your obstacle is drug addiction, which most houseless people are dealing with drug addiction, but I'm not. I'm dealing with healing from trauma, right? So most people have both. They're healing from trauma and they're addicted. But luckily, so my obstacle, how would you expect people to get over their obstacles if you keep displacing them, I mean, people, after they do a sweep, some people, they lay in the spot at the beginning entrance of the beach. They lay there for like 2 days before they have the energy to move all their shit back. They just lay there. And it's kind of funny, but I understand it, because when I'm not working, then I do a lot of laying around, right? Like before I was doing packages, which I guess I've just done roadie for like a month now, but I created a system where I could take the dogs, you know, and when I take all my dogs and go be in nature, then I'm way, way happier. And I'm making more money. So I'm not only doing the things that I love in Hawaii, I'm happy about Hawaii again. Like, me and Hawaii had to fall in love again, because people would ask me, like, you know, how do you like living here? How do you like living here? How do you like living here? And it's like, you know, you really have to come up with a good answer to how do you like living here. So I started reframing, because I don't want to be negative. I'm not a bitter person. I'm actually very happy. I'm able to, even before I was healed, I was able to find happiness in the moment. I was like spiritual. So like Buddhist kind of spiritual, you know? So that's also what helps me in homelessness, like, or houselessness. Like, I can still find peace in any moment. And that's great, right? But now I'm trying to be more focused, more specific in getting to the next level. not just spiritually, but you actually have to look at your patterns, right? Really closely. So maybe I was spiritually bypassing a little because I wasn't, but it wasn't spiritually bypassing on purpose. I didn't have the knowledge to be able to look at my patterns until I became homeless. I had to become homeless and not lose everything. I became homeless in Seattle. And I had to become homeless with animals and have to go through putting my dog and my cat in quarantine for 3 months, 2.5 months, having to pay for quarantine, which is basically doggy and cat jail, having to visit them every day for 2.5 months in doggy cat jail, take the bus, walk up the hill in the blazing sun, be poor during that whole time. That was the beginning of my downfall, was coming back home from Seattle after running out of money in Seattle and then having to come back to Hawaii because I had an apartment here in Hawaii still. But it's better for me to be homeless in Hawaii than homeless in Seattle, where I knew basically no one. And it would be a brand new system. So I ended up plop on the beach in Sand Island that first night coming back from Seattle to Hawaii with my suitcases. Plop on the sand with a blanket. I happen to have a queen sheet in my suitcase. And it is warm enough that you can sleep because it's like, even at night, 870 would be the lowest it gets here in the cold. It's cooler at night. This hair, man. You know what's funny with this hair? I have enough long hair that I could make a bouffant. So we have my bagel. Look at that. Formal. I'm ready to go to a formal. I gotta get my cream cheese. Let's go to the little fridge. I'll show you. I'll show you our fridge. Mr. White. This is gonna be the freezer. But here's my fridge. I actually have green things in it. Oh, grapes. I have this. Some tea. Ice every day. This is how we, what do I need? Cream cheese. That's what I came here for. Oh my God, this is such an upgrade from that cooler. I was just using that cooler. I didn't even think this was possible. I got this fridge for I think $60 too. This is the stickers that are on my car. But I was living out of that cooler for the longest time. This is my new freezer that once I get these two connected, we were stealing electricity, but we're not anymore. I'm saving for a generator. Ahem, if anyone would like to donate a $300 gift to give us electricity, that would be fabulous. So what's the difference between houseless and off-grid? Electricity, hot water. That's it. Stability. $300 at Home Depot. Let's see if this cream cheese is good. Things still go bad. I still have to deal with maggots and cockroaches and mice and stuff like that. So it is outdoors. I live outdoors. It's not glamorous. That part is not glamorous, but it makes you stronger. We have cockroaches that hit you in the fucking face. They slap you around. So a Jackery generator is a solar generator that would cost $1,200, I've researched. But you can do a payment plan of $100 a month for 12 months. Or I can go the cheap way and get a gas generator, a cheaper way, and pay $300. Let's see, I did buy the cheapest one at Walmart This is a generator that I bought. But it didn't work when I tried to fire it up, and I've been too busy to try to deal with it. Just like I'm too busy to put a beautiful painting on this wall. This is not my work, but I could decorate. I've been here over a year and I've been too busy to put art all over the walls. Just like I'm actually too busy to create art and play my ukulele and do stuff that I used to do when I was a sex worker. I don't have the time when I'm a wage slave or when I'm a driving slave because after making money and survival, then family time, quality time, and nature time comes next. And then art is low on the hierarchy of needs, man. And it sucks because that's why I was a sex worker for so long. And that is why I am like really trying to just wait to build up my business credit and do. Who's us? Oh, fixing it with you? No, I've got to go. I've got to work. Like, so I work like 6 or 7 days a week as a driver. I'm delivering stuff or people. It's really, you know what's good about delivering stuff too? Because like I am both an extrovert and I think I was sleeping a lot because I'm like really a present driver, you know, like I try to be like I said, the 5-minute therapist, but I don't try to. It's just like my natural nature. I'm good at talking to people. I have a genuine interest in people and making them feel seen and being curious, and I'm really good at eliciting responses. So when people don't like me, there's always, like I said, 3 people who give me a 3, 2, 1 star or something, and they demand silence and rudely, you know, like, so they get silence because they've been rude to me. All right, so after this I'm gonna go be a driver again, and that's why I don't have time to make art, and that's sad. I'm trying to get art grants so that I can have money, you know, instead of be a driving slave, so that if I could get like $3,000 a month, you know, just to not work, then I could decorate the whole walls and I could install such great art of my own, you know. So that's what I'm working on now, trying to get money so that I could not do work, wage work. All right. Off to be your driver from Honolulu Airport to Waikiki.